Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigeria is more Nigeria than any Nigeria.
That's right.
Again, I said that the mind has a lot to do when it comes to the outer part of a man's life. This morning, Tuesday, we are saying that work on your mind. It has a very pivotal role to play. Whatever happens around you, we can trace it down to your mind. A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics. My name is Moses Ben. I'm being joined by my colleague, a very distinguished personality, the incorruptible Sam. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Yeah, good morning to you, Ben Moses. Well, yesterday was Monday. Today is Tuesday. Seems this week will be very beautiful. I don't know. And I hope all Nigerians will actually come to the point of celebrating. Though somewhere in Ibadan they are protest.
That's what we want to touch on this morning. All right, that's how the program will turn out this morning. It will be an interesting conversation as we'll be having join us this morning a guest all the way from where he is. Maybe when we have him on, we'll get to know where he is at the moment. We'll be talking about the discontinuance of the treason charges against Showore and also looking at concerns and issues, perspective on the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this morning on Standpoint. But as you have rightly stated, Sam, youth in Ibadan, or your state capital, yesterday hit the street to protest the skyrocketing price of food and the state of the economy. Of course, according to reports that they trooped out in their numbers around the Mokola area in the state, wielding placards with various inscriptions such as "End food hike and inflation," "The poor are starving," and "Tinubu, don't forget your promises," among others. The interesting aspect of this yesterday, they atomized this thing. Number one, rice. They peg it at the rate of 70,000 naira or above.
Yeah.
Then Garipa costed around 1,700 naira and all of that. And I almost cried because if these people could come out this way, remember it happened in Minna, Niger State. It went down to Kano State, Ondo State, Kogi State as well. Yesterday was in Oyo State. Where are we headed for? Is this, should we say it, that should we consider it to be something that would take another turn at the end of the day? NSAZON was quite specified because of the ill treatment that police, then the section of police was meted out against Nigerians. But this one, food scarcity, hike in commodity of foodstuff in the market, and what have you. Definitely. Where are we headed for again?
Definitely. It's actually a very big question. And the one of the NSAS was more like, okay, we
that's what was identified. We all knew what happened
faced
to
the
them.
security men, some of them that obviously left their primary duty to do other things, and unfortunately politicians actually came in there and ended it. But this time it's going to be the people and the politicians. We are not praying, we are not even asking.
Where would they come out from this time around? Is it that, okay, as you've been saying, that most of them don't go to the markets to know what is happening out there?
They have cooks. They can even, at least add it something. Maybe call them chef. They don't know what we are actually facing. But good to know that the protests are ongoing in as much as we don't want it to continue. And the president himself, talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, coming out to say, okay, that they know forming a committee or creating a committee that will look into these things at the end of the day, and nothing, he's been done. Or your state, and the protest has happened there. We have 36 states. Let them not also forget that it will be so bad if all the states start having one protest or the other. In as much as where somehow someone has actually said, okay, from the east they have not heard anything. Well, we have been doing our own, trying as much as possible to use this media to calm everybody down. But just imagine 5 states from the eastern part of Nigeria also going to the street to protest, and it will just escalate. It is now for them to know that, see, this is no longer a child's play. If a bag of rice is 75,000 naira and above, and someone is earning 50, that means you need to borrow 20 to top with your salary for the month to buy a bag of rice. A family of mother, father, then maybe 3 children. Some even have more. How are you going to survive all this while? The Senate president, I read something that he said yesterday, talking about former governor of Akwa Ibom State. He came out to make a statement. Yeah, Akpabio.
That's gospel Akpabio.
Yeah, Akpabio came out to say that whatever that we are suffering now happened 60 years ago, or started 60 years ago. And I asked myself this question. Akpabio, you can't exclude yourself. You can't remove yourself entirely from this thing. Whether you say it's a party issue, the PDP, majority of them are from PDP and they are there today as APC members. All this thing put together, it is a sign that they have failed. And PDP said, see, if APC can't continue, why not you guys step down? And they came out to reply that President Tinubu will not step down. Everything put together. I don't care who will step down or who will not step down. What Incorruptible Sam wants is for things to get better in Nigeria. The rice we are talking about, I have said it that we can farm rice that will be enough for us, even export. Anambra, Abia, Ebonyi, and some other states can farm rice. That one is not our issue. The Gari you are talking about, in Abia State,
farming rice, do we have the security to protect those people who go to the farms to carry out this activity?
That's where they need to come in from. Give the farmers what they need. I heard that Dangote has gone to Anambra to buy Aguleri. They said no, that they are not selling. What these people need is state government to even help them as much as possible to make sure that they will farm and bring their rice out. We can do this thing here, so that foreign rice and whatever we stop. Then when it comes to Gari, we have River State, a particular side in River State, Eche, they have good Gari. In Abia State here, people, so many communities, we have good Gari here, and other states also. We do farm and produce Gari enough that we take care of Nigeria, if possible, export. So these are the things that we can do here. And the earlier we start telling ourselves the truth that we are still the problem of what is happening here, especially coming from the politicians' angle, where they have failed to pay attention to agriculture. You talk about our budget, every year our budget will come out, agriculture will have little or nothing. How are we not going to be having issue of food scarcity? Then see, it's simple. Our problem is just simple, but we have made it difficult. Let me see what they will say as the days go by. As far as this week is concerned, protests might leave Ibadan to another state.
All right, thank you so much, Sam. Let us jump on to what we want to look at this morning. The federal government last week declared its intention to discontinue the treasonable felony case instituted against the publisher of Sahara Reporters and former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore. The development was made known in a document by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi. The document dated February 15 then was addressed to the Federal High Court in Abuja Division. Just yesterday, Monday, 19 February 2024, a Federal High Court in Abuja, of course, quashed out the treasonable felony charges against the 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, in a notice addressed to the court, expressed his intention to discontinue the case against Sowore. Joining us this morning to look at this issue on Standpoint is the former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress and also pro-democracy campaigner, human rights activist, Omoyele Sowore. Very good morning to you, sir, and welcome to Standpoint.
Thank you very much for bringing good morning to everyone of your listeners.
All right. Quickly, let us find out, what does this ruling mean to you as a Nigerian, a citizen in our country, Nigeria?
I was arrested in 2019, and these bogus charges were filed against me after I was detained for about 5 months. I have been asking what I did wrong, and it turns out I didn't do anything wrong. And I told them that this was going to fail. But it was a bunch of people who are not futuristic in their models. So they just thought they could muzzle my voice and use my case to discourage other young people who might go my way of thinking, in the future, and they failed to capitalize it by yesterday. They were the ones who drew the case by themselves, and this case should never have been filed in the first place. But, everybody knows what kind of work I do, the kind of convictions I have, and the kind of confrontations that I have with the authorities who have ruined this country would understand that this will happen from time to time. So, nothing, people ask me, was I excited? Never. I mean, different, because I know that as long as I do this, more of this kind of topic will be against my person. Nothing to the but I feel very that the country will spend its resources, time and energy to do the kind of harm they did to me or tried to do to me. Don't forget, during this period, my brother was assassinated on his way from school between Ore and Benin. My mother fell ill. From the last 4 years, she's been down with stroke. And my passport was seized. My bank accounts were frozen. I haven't been able to make ends meet. And I have not also seen my wife and kids for the last 5 years. They're based in the U.S. So, I've always believed that they will be defeated one day. And this is just one of the stages of defeat that they will go through. The final defeat is coming very soon. It's because these countries are pushing that stage that I was talking about 5 years ago, which is the revolution.
All right, when you say the final defeat is coming very soon, could you let Nigerians listening to you at this point get into what this final defeat is all about?
The final defeat is the masses of us across the country will rise up in tension. And maybe not at once, but at different times, because the French Revolution that happened in 1789, if I'm correct, took 10 years to catalyze. The revolution has taken some 5 years to catalyze. And I'm sure we're getting close to a period where, this system, this evil system, will collapse under the strength of its own dubious weight. That's what I mean. And I'm seeing the signs everywhere. I was watching your show and listening to it a few minutes before I came on. And we were talking about people protesting in the East. The East has been protesting even before the current hunger protest. The East has been doing sit at homes. They have been engaging in all kinds of protests to liberate themselves from, this system. So anybody who is protesting now or just started to realize it's way behind the East. Everybody should go and learn from the East. We can separate which ones you agree with and what you don't agree with over there. Because if you remember, the father was arrested in 2019. I met Nnamdi Kanu in New York. And I told him then that, this system has to be fought. That we should all join hands together. East, West, South, and elements in the North so interested in liberation. But he had a different opinion. And I told it back. And, when they released me, they went and even filed another charge, which was to accuse me of working with Nnamdi Kanu to kill security agents. And most people didn't know that he filed this charge because they went and quietly also withdrew from the system. So nothing new, but I also want to use this opportunity to call for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been through the legal system in Nigeria. All the courts have said that they have no reason to continue to prosecute or persecute him. I've been to court every day since he was arrested and brought back to Nigeria, kidnapped in Kenya, and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. And I find it very interesting that apart from just my own case and the way they treated me, they are so intolerant of him that they cannot even allow people to attend his court sittings, which is supposed to be an open trial. So on 3 occasions, I was attacked within court premises just because I wanted to attend the Nnamdi Kanu's trial. when they were having the last trial at the Supreme Court, they turned back my car. I tried to go to the Supreme Court. They don't want me in the Supreme Court to attend their decision making on it. So that tells you something, that the system is trying to subjugate everybody. And except we unite and bring it back to the system, this country has no chance of breathing oxygen, and the citizens of this country have no chance of making progress like other citizens of the world are making, especially those who have looked at their oppressors in the face and given them a middle finger.
All right, we'll come back to the case of Nnamdi Kanu much later on this program. Again, congratulations on the discontinuance of these charges against you. But at this point,
you should be congratulating federal, but not me. I don't. It sounds a little patronizing to me to say congratulations. That you congratulate somebody who did an offense for fighting his way through it. There's no need to celebrate it. And I'm not trying to shut you up or shut you down. But I want to discuss something. I want to There's nothing to congratulate me for. If you congratulate the federal government for taking themselves for their investments in the case. And at any rate, I plan to take legal actions against them, both at home and other jurisdictions that may be available at the shores of Nigeria as soon as possible.
Okay, you'll be demanding apology and other things from the federal government.
I don't need an apology. I need people who are committing this atrocity to pay for it.
How do you mean to pay for it?
Well, when I take that decision, which my lawyer spoke about yesterday after the case, of course, it will be communicated to you as well.
All right, let us go back here in time, Mr. Sowore. You know that you were even apprehended before the 5th August 2019 movement of the hashtag Revolution Now, and you just mentioned it on this program this morning. What did you have in mind when you used the hashtag Revolution Now for that protest that you were actually even being picked before the 5th of August 2019?
I explained this to the day on hospitality that it is my desire, and those of my colleagues who, by the way, and I praise them for this, continue with the revolutionary protest in 26 states across the country, even after I was arrested, that we want to put an end to this system that is not working. We want to put an end to this evil system in the country, so to get that people deny that for their dignity and their right of existence, their right to make the right choices for the benefit of their own future and their own personal progress. That is what revolutions are about all over the world. I didn't know what about it. Even before the judge who was to prosecute me, Justice Angel Mojiku, who was the first judge where I appeared on our charge. When they were reading the charges to me, I told them I don't understand the charges. And the reason is that I wasn't like, saying it. That was scared to her that the kind of events that were cannot be handled by law courts. We are revolutionaries, and we are carrying out duty and task on behalf of history. And no judge has ever tried history and succeeded before. So I want her not to waste her time. But she embarked on that voyage. Eventually, she abandoned the case and she was transferred to Calabar. It was brought before another judge, Justice Iguatu, the Federal High Court of Abuja. He was a discerning man. He did not even hear the case. He abandoned the case. Went to another judge who was the one who eventually dismantled the case yesterday, named Emeka Nwiti. Each time I entered, I moved up and spoke, and to his credit, he always allowed me to speak. I said, my Lord, that is called you. You are wasting your time. Clear your docket of this note so you can face other cases. And I said that as recently as Wednesday, I appeared before him. He the case in April 15. But I told him before, I said, you're just wasting your time. The case is not going anywhere. Nobody can try this case. They have no witnesses. They keep changing lawyers on a daily basis. They said one lawyer is sick today. It's had more than 10 adjournments. And he said, well, let's come back next time. And if they're not serious, I will dismiss this case. I told him, my lord, this is the second time you're saying you dismiss this case. Dismiss it now. If they think they have everything against me, they want to rearrange me or rearrest me, I'm available. I'm not running anywhere. So, interestingly, the next day, I woke up and the lawyer, Femi Fala, FPN, called me and said, you can't believe this show. I said, what happened? He said, they have written that they want to apply to the court to continue the trial. And then we went to the court, first to apply for my passport, which is my property, because I don't have any other nationality. I'm a Nigerian by birth, and I never abandoned that citizenship. And they said, well, we have to go back to the judge and get him to strike out the case. So we got the date, and when yesterday, the judge struck out the case. And I wanted to speak in front of the judge, but there was a part of me too that was like looking at him and saying, we told you this before, there's nothing to add. And at any rate, I still have other criminal cases. One is coming up tomorrow, which is a cybercrime case that this useless billionaire who filed against me using Nigerian police. There's another case in the magistrate court involving breach of public peace, which arose in 2021 because I participated in a protest. You are aware that that night they broke my nose. I still have a scar on my face. And there's another case in which a policewoman shot at me with a tear gas, what they call it, federal riot gun. That almost ruined my tire. So all these cases are there, and I have over 15 legal cases filed against me in the last 5 years by political operatives. Governor fired me, former IG of police, Malami, children, anybody that Sahara Reporters write a story against, they sued me in my personal capacity, even though I don't run Sahara Reporters anymore. So, but all of these things were organized by the elites, by the ruling class in this country, to shut me up completely. But they're surprised that each time they do one thing, I do 10. And I have no regrets. You
appear not to be afraid of the powers that be.
I'm not. I get into fear a long time ago. The only thing I'm afraid of is flying. Because and the reason I don't like flying is because I don't trust it. Can't see him. I don't know if anything is being done. But that's on the lighter side. But I am telling you that this is not just new. I have had a history of running into law school authorities. If you know my story, I was expelled at the University of Lagos in the 90s twice. I spent 6 years in the university instead of 5. I went to do NYSC, finished NYSC. They arrested, received my certificate. Today I don't have NYSC certificate. So there's not all kinds of things, against me. It's been like massive funding and blackmail, propaganda against us to repeat this or repeat that. But like I said, this is what you go through. You look at the history of freedom fighters around the world.
All right.
It's the same strategy, to market you. It doesn't want to try to drive you. It doesn't want to try to destroy you. It doesn't want to try to assassinate you. And since I've been in Nigeria for 5 years, there's a lot of activities on my life, including that Nnamdi Kanu case where some guy brought a dagger and was trying to stab me. For the actual tape. One time they came and attacked me and they broke my car windows, ruined my car. At another time they came to the game, right in front of the DSS and police. Finally, the police and the that brought them to court. So it's a long story, but I'm just trying to summarize it for the listeners.
All right. If you're still listening to us, this is Standpoint on Rapid 96.5 FM. And this morning, We are looking at the discontinuance of treason charges against the leader of AAC and the Revolution Now Moves. Concerns and perspectives on the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. Let us move down. You talked about the system as one of the lines of your Revolution Now move. Let us talk about the present day Nigeria. Before now, there are issues of protest over hike in food commodities, fuel subsidy removal, and all of that. What views, or what are your views about the present day Nigeria? Do your views also tally with your hashtag Revolution Now movement?
See, that's what I was saying earlier. What I saw 5 years ago that made me to start, I started Revolution Now after the 2019 election.
Yes, 2019, yeah.
Yes. What I saw 5 years ago that led me to take those extreme measures, which so many people condemned at that point, including some of the people I listened to, who said, what a show. Some said, oh, it's because I lost the election. Which many people said, they don't understand the meaning of revolution. Now, everybody is coming to an agreement with my position. One, that Nigeria needs a revolution. Secondly, that the system is not sustainable. And the system is going to choke and kill them. Let me say this, which is my counterintuitive to people. People who, that is the current Nigerian ruler, is going to help Nigeria bring a revolution. He is investing to the desire of Nigerians for a revolutionary change. I have said it when long time ago, you go to my Twitter page, Yellow Show, and you see my position. I think we posted the video there. This guy is going to help you with revolution that is going to present it like a cake to Nigerian people. Only if you recognize early and recognize your strategy. If it's not organized properly, they will use their own people to stage what looks like a revolution. And it will be their own advantage. That's how smart this group are. You'll be seeing some people now saying, we want the country to, now that I'm in charge, we want a parliamentary system of government. It's not that scenario. There is no system of government that can work in Nigeria. You understand? Even if you bring the kingdom of heaven on earth, Nigerians will compromise the angels. They will destroy it. If you take Nigerians to the US, in 5 days, the US system will shut down. So you see them diverting attention, we want a parliamentary system of government. And it's the same people. They always look for a buzzword every time they do that master inching towards the revolution to better organization. At the time of restructuring, at the time it's resource control, they never run short of, strategies to divert their attention. Now they're talking about, we want the parliamentary system of government. What is it? What is the meaning of the parliamentary system of government? It's the same centralized BS, where people just come and sit around in a chair or a table, that's what they practice in the UK. And they argue all day. But the system doesn't reflect what our realities are. So I'm just saying that the bottom line is that you also need people to run any system. We don't have men of conscience, men of competence, capacity, and vision to run any system. So how do you expect the country to progress when governments embezzle local government funds? If you have come across, like came out yesterday, how much local government are getting and government that you throw up. That's the problem. The government, since they removed first subsidy, have collected 70% more than monthly allocations. What are they doing with it? The moment they get the money, the bank send them, convert them to dollars, they move it out of the country. When they buy houses, buy tickets for their children, school fees, and then leave the country. So let's be telling that this present crop work criminals will make a law in your own interest. It's deceiving you. And that's what is important people to understand, and that's what people like us understand that. Don't let them deceive you that you don't need the revolution. You need the revolution and you need it now. Otherwise, the stage what looks like a revolution at civil day. And you find yourself 3 years later saying, oh, how did we fall for this camp? Like Buhari became my point. So that is what people need to understand.
All right. You talked about suppressive policies under the previous administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. In one of your outings, I followed through. And then let us get back to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's detention. You know, he was extradited from Kenya down here. And then count charge.
He was not extradited from Kenya. It was in Kenya.
We didn't get that. You said he was what?
He was
okay, he was kidnapped.
Yeah. He was kidnapped and then he was supposed to become.
Okay, thank you for that.
He was kept on another location. Still on note. I have all the evidence with me. And then after beating him up, breaking him, denying him food, contact with the outside world, put him on the plane. The Kenyan government said they don't have any record of an airplane, a private jet that took him out of the country. So it was a complete kidnap operation in which he was then renditioned to Nigeria. It's called a strawberry rendition. He got kidnapped for other citizens. Then under some kind of arrangement to transport them without official notification of the court of law in that country. And active connivance of private diplomatic officials of that certificate. That is not extradition. It's a criminal kidnap, extraordinary action. And
right.
He was called that he can't be said like that. He was not extradited at all. The claim I used to go to the claim that he moved there. Like, even if the people said that they are all ruling that time, that there's no way he would have done it, considering that they did not allow him to enjoy his freedom. By invading the house, it sounds like killing people around him and almost killed him. So, what is the meaning of the jump there? He never jumped there. They were the ones who violated their conditions by invading his house and killing people like flies all around him. We had nothing less the video of when they were shooting at him. So, and the Supreme Court judicial notice. So, we was very correct in our interpretation. Yes, for his situation. He did have hostage at the Nigerian government.
All right. Between 2021, when he was, as you have said, he was criminally kidnapped from Kenya to Nigeria. He's been going to court and up until the point that even the appeal court quashed the entire count charges against him. But the federal government, at the time amended it, and then he's still within the custody of the DSS. At this point in time, remember, I like when you talked about suppressive policies. This is the administration of President Tinubu. Within this case that the court had discharged at the time, what's your strong take on it moving forward?
What, you mean my position on Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, detention.
Oh, yes. I've been one person that consistently calling for his release. Unconditionally. Are you getting my point? It's not, I'm not one of people saying, oh, we should go and negotiate. I even tried to see him 2 times at the DSS. I went there. You know, let me see him. And I wanted to see him and let him know that I'm standing out here in support and to get him out as soon as possible. My position is that they have no reason to hold him one day beyond the day Buhari left. This will tell you that he's not considering Buhari's policies. They're not different. They're the same. In fact, a lot of people know that Buhari is doing, which is scary. But I have always done this. Nigeria has always progressively had bad leaders. Because the people themselves make these choices, they make the wrong choices, putting the worst amongst us in position of power. And then asking the best and the most patient-driven, most visionary amongst us to go to a lower position. You know, imagine what is wrong with that. It's also part of the operation of the ruling class. You know, the sponsor people to sell, to denigrate in the market, like I said, and make you feel like, they make you keep feeling low self-esteem because they can't cope with people who are vibrant, who have enough brain cells in their hands to decipher what is wrong with society and present solutions. If I was president of Nigeria, I think I would not become an extension. No. I would have, he would have my swearing in. I would have him sit down. And we'll have to sit down what we want the future of the country to be. And I'll call everybody together. You know, I've spoken about it. And all of them are saying that the Constitution is rubbish. It's not the Constitution. It was a military exercise book. And written by the passenger was in 1999. They have not printed a copy of the Constitution. It was still in the draft form. But, you know, they kept amending the Constitution because the amendment of Nigerian Constitution by all these lazy senators is also a source of corruption. So, they can amend the Constitution, but you can't amend what doesn't have a base. And that's legitimate. The Constitution must be promulgated by the people into existence. That's why the preamble can reconsider to be the people.
All right, I saw your name around one Take It Back movement. I don't know if you would say something about that, but given the conditions...
Take It Back movement was a movement that we started at first in 20...
hello, sir. Please say that again.
Take It Back was started in 2018 by those of us who want to take Nigeria back.
Okay.
That first ran for office. So in the Take It Back, that was the beginning of the political party known as the African Action Congress. We registered the party ourselves because we didn't want to have anything to do with existing political parties in Nigeria. And it was that Take It Back movement and the that decided after the election in 2019 that it was time for a revolution. All the videos are there. My first declaration for revolution was wearing the orange beret, the signal, which is now called revolution now. So, Take It Back movement is the beginning of all of the activism that we've seen in the last 50 points that we've seen in the last 6 years or so.
All right, going forward, looking at what is happening at the moment in our country, the prices of food commodities are very, very high. I was coming to work this morning. I couldn't find a vehicle down to my workplace because of most filling stations have shut up their operations and all of that. How can we come back to the right path in this country so that governance would affect an average Nigerian positively?
You see, we keep skating around the issue. We don't want to address the fundamental issue of the fact that Nigeria has been held hostage by a minority of powerful citizens, criminal-minded citizens. You have heard, a huge amount of money being taken out. The NNPC not remitting, proceeds of sales of fruits, the finance department and the ministry stealing money, the accountant general stealing money, and the proofs and intensive manipulation of even elections, where people will vote and the outcome will be brazenly and will pay to the court and the judiciary even that. So we're getting at the issue. This issue cannot be solved by fighting one of the problems. You understand? It's not like you have or the brain tumor. And you only start to fight the headache that comes with it without removing the tumor. The tumor is something that can surgically remove by evolution. Otherwise, you still do your protest of food. The food prices will not go down because our food prices are largely dependent on our ability to generate foreign currency cannot export anything. It's religion right now. So you have to play at the international level. You don't have control over your currency because the guys who are in charge of our monetary policies are only interested in selling dollars in the black market. So if you are the central bank governor, you're also a dollar merchant. I would want the currency to stabilize. Imagine the currency of Benin Republic is better than our own. Any republic can say it. Can you imagine that? And if you look at all the African countries surrounding us, the currency that they have better value than our own. The naira is going to reach 2,000 naira, I suspect, between now and March, when Muslims go for Hajj. Because at the 5,000 Nigerians to Saudi Arabia for Hajj every year. Sometimes they've already started going to the Hajj, called it Umrah. And each of these ministers have to take them from $10,000 to $50,000 to put pressure on the demand side of dollars. And the supply will not be able to buy. So what happens is that the dollar the naira will fall and the dollar will increase out before March. Affect how much are buying everything. Your paper.
Right, this morning we've been speaking with the 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, of course, a pro-democracy campaigner and human rights activist, Omoyele Sowore. I want to say a very big thank you to you for your time on Standpoint this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.
I appreciate you bringing me to your audience. Appreciate that.
All right, we appreciate also. We'll keep in touch with you as things keep unfolding in the country. All right, that was Omoyele Sowore this morning, who addressed the issue as they have turned out to be as well this morning on Standpoint. Sam, you listened to him succinctly this morning, but we'll open the phone lines while we continue the interaction in our studio this morning. 09160 965 09160 333-965 are the numbers through which you can call, and then let's have your opinion this morning on the program. It's Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics this morning. All right, your reaction swiftly, Sam.
Yeah, listening to him, this is the show that we know, and he actually has sounded out very clearly. Well, it's just clear. Some of the things he said, you want to look at it to say, okay, we have a big problem because one of the things he said that Nigeria is being held hostage by few. These few are just the politicians have actually decided to make sure that they will benefit more than their people.
Okay, let's speak with this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the program, sir.
Mr. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Chijoke. I am calling from Abaru this morning.
All right, Chijoke.
Thank you, sir. I just want to say congratulate Sowore. He has said it all. We need to address the issue for us to move ahead. The issue of fighting corruption, because we cannot talk about the situation of Nigeria without talking about corruption, without fighting corruption. Because in every angle, we find out that the corruption is a major problem we are suffering. Talk about House of Rep. How many billions did they approve for themselves? Talk about Senate. How many billions did they approve for themselves? Or even the vice president, immediately he took over as a vice president, he approved, I don't know how many billions just to renovate his house. And this money we're supposed to use to manage our economy. So that's why I said we should address corruption before we talk about moving ahead.
All right, Chijoke.
And secondly, insecurity. Mr. President should also come openly and address the issue of security, because security have made a lot of states not to produce. they are producing for Nigeria.
Okay.
So I want to wrap up by saying that for us here, the president does not have economic and it is not serious to lead Nigeria.
All right.
Nigeria should continue to pray for God to intervene. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We appreciate your contribution. 09160,965 or 09160-333-965. Let us have your own opinion on this issue this morning, the discontinuance of the treason charges against Showore. Very good morning to you and welcome to the program.
Moses,
Yep.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
For the call from the thank you. God bless you. You can only just say the pipeline that there's no meat or there's no salt. You can't tell him that there's no salt. But while it is meat, it will be able to prepare fact whether there's salt. So I think that anyone with the fact that Showore, what he have elaborated on.
Hello, Don Kesika, are you there?
Hello, hearing me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Then we told that our person was kidnapped. I think that was difference between other opinions. I'm talking about our leader representing us and service. People are afraid to tell the truth. The truth will always be fair. So when we say the truth and allow the truth to be, then it can exist. Are we following our constitution? Because if our constitution is we are following it, those who committed crime, they are not being apprehended. It's only those who are not saying the truth, talking about the truth, advocating for the truth. That's the people they will have. So, sure, has told you that the corruption is a people of the matter. If we are to get this Nigeria well done or right done, my brother, go to the corruption. What is the corruption? You are the Mr. President. When things are only well and people say the truth, then make sure that you did the matter. Did the matter squarely. The matter with the
All right, Don Kesika, we lost signal with him this morning. All right, sir.
So, like I was saying, he touched on that one, and that's very, very obvious that some politicians now, see it as the opportunity to enrich themselves. I talked about the senior president talking about what has been happening, that they started since 60 years ago, but they are not complaining that they are not being paid, but we are complaining.
All right, let's have you this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Are we there with Mr. Showore?
Please, your name and location. You can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm Gideon Orwell from Umaya.
All right, Orwell, you're welcome.
Mr. Speaker, I really appreciate his presence. He has really touched a lot of things. I love what he said that it's not what he said. He was saying that nobody should congratulate him, that they should be the one to. He's confident of what he's doing. Showore have just stated that there is no form of system of government that can work in Nigeria, which is true. It's too difficult for you to amend a broken bottle, and it's not possible. Nigeria have gotten to the stage of doom. Even the president is telling you clearly that he wish he can do anything, trying to tell you that he's incompetent. So what again are we trying to talk? Why are we beating around the bush? Nnamdi Kanu said it earlier. And everything he said is already displaying. So what do we need to talk about? The only thing that we Southeasterners should be talking about is a way on how to release Nnamdi Kanu, so that we'll be able to manage our economy, set things clear, and do the needful for our people. With the present situation here in Nigeria, I can tell you clearly that Nigeria cannot be better, and there is nothing good that can come from
that's your opinion. It remains your opinion. Okay, we are on air. Yeah, it remains your opinion. Of course, there are persons who have taken the position that Nigeria will get better.
Yeah.
Now, looking at what is happening, the commodities. How can you say that somebody who's earning 50,000, 100,000 can cope in Nigeria? Mr. Speaker, we must tell ourselves the truth. Nigeria is not working.
All right.
Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is no. People are dying in starvation, hunger.
All right, Orwell, you've used your time.
No, they will just bring light.
All right, Orwell, you have used your time.
Politics.
Okay, round off your points, please.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, I really appreciate Showore. I pray that God will keep him and still give him more strength to talk the truth.
All right,
Because
thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Orwell. We appreciate your time, so we can take care of other things, Sam.
Yeah. And that's it. But when we say Nigeria can't get better, it baffles me because if you say Nigeria can't actually get better, it means you also
person,
can't do anything. Because these are few people. I keep saying politicians. How many are they? They are few compared to the, and you are a better person, right? So we can make it work. And then when you say it can't go better, even when Showore talked about no form of government that will work, that is because we still have these ones that he said they are incompetent. What if you have people that understand leadership, then they are in power?
Fused in this call. You're welcome. Good morning. Hello, good morning. You're welcome.
They are surprised. This is the government of the day that they are.
Please, what's your name and location?
I still remember Don Casey for me.
Don Casey, I believe we've spoken this morning already.
Dropped at some point.
Okay, you dropped. Okay, make up your point.
Yeah. Then I want to say this. This is a particular president. They are looking forward to charge, or they are looking at certainly what on area to charge Mefile. That's what he was saying. Also, we don't certainly want to charge him. So now, him as a person, is it mean that has no stand his own case? So it does it mean that the North is comfort? So they are not going to pass a message. Everyone should be blessed. So what's the problem? The same president. They know the matter, how to treat the matter, but they don't want to treat the matter. So what I'm trying to say, this is the corruption that they show that I'm saying. The corruption, they know, they don't want to tackle it. So if they hide them, they put the corruption, then do away to implement it and amassing issues with the people of the administration. That's when they will come off with the solution.
All right, don't case guy.
But for Nigeria here, we have understand that these people are not for us. They are for themselves. Until what happen will happen. Let's see what happens in Nigeria. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you so much, Don Casey guy. Okay, round off your points, Sam.
Yeah, and so that's it. Nigeria will actually get better if we are saying that the ones leading us are not doing well. We should be better version of them. So I doubt. I disagree that Nigeria can get better unless we, the people now complaining, don't want to do anything about that. And for sure, well, good to know that he's actually behind our brother here, Nnamdi Kanu, and he said that he has tried twice to go there visit him, but they said no, they didn't allow him. Let him continue to push. We want his release, and that means that the love of Igbos will always be behind him. I hope he will try again 2027 because we want him, since he knows the problem of Nigeria,
to come and provide solutions to the problems. Just imagine him
becoming the president of this nation. We are ready to vote in anybody that will help Nigeria. So
of course, you are speaking for yourself also. On this case. All right, Nigeria certainly would get better.
That is my belief.
If you are not doing what you are doing, if you do not come up to say that this is where and how things should be going, the leaders at the end of affairs will not give attention to this. So if you remain the way you are, you don't want to say anything about it, you don't want to voice out, certainly they will take advantage of it. So we must keep pressing on until they get to do the right things in this country. That is how we want to round off today's edition of The Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics. Sam, the incorruptible Sam, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Earlier on, we spoke with Omoyele Showore. Standpoint will make a return tomorrow. My name is Moses Ben. The news light is up next at 10 o'clock. Good morning.